Call the meeting to order. So I appreciate everyone coming out tonight. But we'll go ahead and get started with our meeting. A few minutes late, but apologize for that. First on our agenda will be the approval of the meeting minutes from February 15th. Everyone should have got that in your packet. Anybody have any questions, corrections, or do we have a motion to approve?
I make a motion that we accept the minutes as they are. Second.
Got a motion and a second. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. All opposed? We don't have any. It's unanimous. All right. Next on the agenda, it's like we have an item to change our meeting times from 5:30 to 6.
Yeah. Yes, sir. We've had numerous requests, and sometimes, we've moved it to 6. This would be just to go ahead and make it official that we just changed the time permanently to 6 p.m.
Okay. Anybody have any? What year?
Make a motion, we approve the time change to 6 o'clock.
Second.
All right, motion and second. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. All right. All right, next on the agenda is the old business for the zoning map amendment for TMS 021000012.
So, Chairman, this, as you said, this is the same request that you saw in February. It was tabled, requested to be tabled, it was done so. So, there's no new information, no anything like that. So, basically, we're just going to make a decision based on the information that you have. Unless you have any questions.
In our packet, I think we received some additional letters, or were these in there last time and I just missed? No, you had some.
Yeah, you had some in there. The letter that is added to the back of it was requested to be sent again from Ms. Pratt. Was requested to be reiterated, just to call it to your attention again.
Okay.
And that is the property owner behind this property.
Right. Okay. I think I know who that is, but I just had a couple more additional comments. So, and I think I'm the longest serving commissioner right now at this point. We do have some new faces, which appreciate everyone's time and all in serving on this, but just to kind of educate everyone from the commission now, a little bit of history. So back 4 or 5 years ago, our previous leadership, Colonel Nelson, him and the county council of the time had the foresight to know that Sandy Run was an area for growth. So, they hired and paid for Mr. Gardner's assistance in developing this current plan that we have now. The commission met up at Beulah. We had several hundred people there that we, addressed what our plan was and, addressed their comments. And so we had to ensure them that the planning commission and the county was putting this in place to protect and to control how we wanted Sandy Run to grow. So this plan was eventually approved by the planning commission and then approved by county council. And again, all this was funded by the county. So this wasn't just some willy-nilly thing. As I also previously stated that Mr. Nelson, along with Mr. Gardner, met with many different groups in the area to develop this plan. So it wasn't, again, just wasn't put together. We had a lot of input, and, it was put into place to control and to steer how we wanted to, the area to grow. This land that's being before us tonight, you know, that is currently community commercial on the road, which would be for something like a convenience store or something, but the rest of it is the rural neighborhood. So, you know, this area is surrounded by a lot of residents, streams, ponds, and home to a lot of wildlife. And, you know, changing this to industrial does not fit this piece of property. We have plenty of other property in the area, like we said, that's industrial. There's other parts of the county that don't have a limitation on zoning at this time. So if there needs to be something for zoning, let's look where we have zoning or look elsewhere. So, you know, like I think Mr. Chestnut and Mr. Raymond had stated, you moved to Calhoun County because you like the rural feel of it. And so you moved where you are and chose where you wanted to live. I'm probably assuming because of its openness and not up against all what it's against. So, you know, all these landowners around this piece of property have been there for multiple generations. I know we have some letters from people that have been there for multiple generations. So, you know, like I said, we put this plan in place, convinced everyone in the area that that we will protect them by doing this, because everything was rural, I believe, before that, and that didn't give us a whole lot of teeth to keep it or make it grow the way we wanted to. So I think this plan that we put in place has merit. It's not something we just should be willy-nilly about just changing just because. So something needs to be we don't need to change this plan, I feel. You know, we were talked about last meeting that DOT and DHEC and all these engineers and all this will protect the land if we did change it, and, you know, worrying about the streams and the ponds and the other landowners. But, you know, I go by the big warehouse up by DAC all the time. And back when it was raining, that little road that goes to that cemetery be knee-deep or waist-deep in water for all that water that runs off that site. That detention pond pulls it all to the front of the property, and it goes all into that ditch, and it just backs up. And so I'm sure the Giegers probably don't appreciate that, and they didn't, these engineers and all that we talk about will protect them. I don't see where they protected them. So, you know, again, I'm opposed to this rezoning, and so I hope my fellow commissioners will think long and hard about your vote. So,
Well, Mr. Chair, yeah, it's no secret. A lot of us are new on the committee or on the commission, and since the last meeting, I went back. Part of the requirements of being appointed here is to take 6 hours of training through the South Carolina Association of Counties. And since the last meeting, I went back through those modules as far as the requirements of being on this commission or any commission, you know, in a government. And, you know, one of the things that were reiterated is to your point, you know, the comprehensive plan, the land use plan, and, you know, who governs zoning and how things need to carry on. And one of the things that they mentioned in there was that, you know, number one, we don't make the decision. We send it to council with a recommendation. But the other thing is that we apply the same level of merit to both you know, the applicant or anyone that supports it or opposes it, take that into consideration. Compare that to how it goes against the plan. Is it in compliance with the plan? Is it not in compliance with the plan? And who governs that? And, you know, not everything you do is going to be, every decision that we make, the council makes, can have economic impacts, can have community impacts, can have legal impacts. And when I look at the recommendation from staff, the request complies with the county comprehensive plan, the Sandy Run area plan, and is compatible with surrounding uses. There's really nothing here, objectively, that I think we can make a recommendation to not approve it.
Except for the people you represent. Right.
And that's a staff interpretation, period.
Y'all, let's please keep the comments in the crowd down.
Yeah,
please.
thank you.
As I stated before, I'm going to speak again.
Sure.
And I've said it. Coming from Blythewood, Lexington, I'm thoroughly opposed to unmonitored and uncontrolled growth. At the same time, we must realize that the bulk of us in this room are going to have children or grandchildren that are really going to be impacted by this decision more so than us. And so when we do these decisions and we're the ones that are out here fighting, we have to think about the county as a whole. I was really opposed to any type of development or changes to the zoning plan, just like Barry said. We invested, the county invested a lot of time, effort, and money. We had several meetings, but that plan was intended to be a guide, not a groove. Something that is going to be flexible, and of course, it's going to have to change. Seeing all of these citizens come out, to protest it is great, and I'm glad y'all are voicing that. And I'm telling you guys that, I stand with you, but by the same token, if we stand around, if not now, with this developer, it's going to be the next developer. And I think we need to focus our energy on planned, controlled growth and make sure that we're holding county council accountable. The zoning is not the issue, and changing it is how they come in and develop this property afterwards, whether it be the solar farms or changing this to industrial. The issue is not the entity, is the measures that the county puts in place and the checks and balances up front before they allow these people to come in. Having said that, I'm all for growth and development, but it's got to be done right. So as equally as we're fighting against this rezoning, we need to make sure that we hold accountable, not just for this piece of property, but for every piece of property that they intend to develop. So I've said my piece. I'm a back off, but as of right now, I'm a yes.
My name's Josh Johnson. I'm a farmer in Cameron. Second time at one of these meetings. I apologize for being late. I went to the John Ford Community Center.
Oh.
So I apologize to everyone here. From everything I've read and the people I've spoken with and people in the room, I'm a no.
Thank you. Thank you.
I feel like we can do it better somewhere else.
Thank you. Yes.
All right.
Thank you for representing people. Not the interest of developers and not being like council.
Y'all, let's public comment session. Please hold the comments.
Yeah.
So,
Be respectful.
Mr. Chairman, I think the protocol is to make a motion, so
Yeah.
you ready to entertain one?
Yes.
So I will make a motion that we send this to county council with a recommendation to approve the rezone as indicated.
I second.
Didn't you have a sign-up sheet for speakers? No, sir, we did not.
Is there a
It's not a
reason
public
why?
hearing. We already held a public hearing. This is all business, that's fine.
But it was tabled, right?
Yes, ma'am.
So when something's tabled, doesn't that mean it's ongoing?
There's only one public hearing. The rest of the public hearings happen at council.
I understand that, but when something's tabled, the definition of that is mean it's ongoing.
The vote was
Does not
tabled.
require another public hearing.
All right, we got a motion and a second. Any further discussion?
Barry, I've got some pertinent information because I've been in construction all my life. And I would like to-
Well, Dargan,
Garden.
couldn't see you without my glasses on. Well, I do appreciate that, but I mean, like this is old business that we held last in February. I don't remember if you spoke or if you were here, but I guess at this time, I don't think we can take any additional.
And the other thing is whatever recommendation you make, there's at least, if it gets denied by council the first time, there's at least one public hearing. If not, there's three. So
Right.
this is not the last time to speak on this.
Right, yeah. So if your next opportunity, like we're saying, this would be at county council, but, so I guess at this point, we take a vote and
Do I need to restate the motion?
You got a motion and a second.
you got a motion to,
Usher, do you understand his motion to approve?
Oh, no. I'm sorry.
All right.
His motion was to recommend.
I believe-
Restate the motion.
Yeah, so I will make a motion that we make a recommendation to county council to approve the rezone as requested.
Second.
all right, now we have a motion and a second. Yeah, I was wondering if you, so now we'll come to a vote. I'd appreciate all in favor signify by raising your right hand. All opposed? So 2-2. I don't know what that,
That means the motion fails.
motion fails. Okay,
So the resolution will go to council with the fail. So there would not be a recommendation to approve.
okay. All right, well, thank y'all for we got to sign in here for y'all to do, so, thank y'all for coming. We don't really mean to discount, your input, but your presence here does, I think, speak volume, so, appreciate it, and so we will, take a motion to adjourn.
Chairman, before you do that.
Oh, sorry.
So, we will potentially have, so Mr. Johnson has been appointed interim the Soil and Water Conservation District Board. So he will be, I guess, running in November for that seat, is that correct?
That's the way I understand it.
So he'll be running for that seat in November, so he will not be able to serve on the planning commission.
Okay,
And Mr. Chestnut is also stepping off the planning commission, so there'll be a new planning commission member for his seat will be on the next council agenda.
Thank you.
Mr. Johnson's is kind of fresh. We're working through that, so we'll work through that real quick.
Okay. Well, enjoyed serving with both you gentlemen. Wish you well. Thank you for your service. All right. Now, can we have
Make a motion for adjournment.
all right, all in favor signify by saying aye. 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 All right, thanks, everyone.